has also two other entities. One Chilume Enterprises Private Limited and one DAP Hombale Private Limited. I'm sure the word rings a bell to you. I repeat, DAP Hombale Private Limited, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. They have common directors and owners. The common link being a gentleman called Krishnappa Ravi Kumar. What does the other two companies do? They publicly profess, if you go to them, they say we are election management companies. And the interesting part they say, and I quote unquote, they say we do EVM preparation. Please mark, EVM preparation for political parties. I have heard EVM preparation by government for election. I've never heard a company which does EVM preparation for political parties. That must be a unique person. And it doesn't end here. They also offer temporary polling personnel from every branch of government. So you want a particular officer, that's how I understand, simple English, and I can be wrong, for I come from a village. You may know it better. If I say I can provide all election officers for you, that's what it is. And they do so not for government, but for political parties. The same company also runs a voter app, private survey app called Digital Samiksha. And the company claims that Digital Samiksha app provides services to political parties as represented by Mr. Shiv Kumar, to MPs, to MLAs, to corporators, to aspirants. Fair enough? Somebody is doing a business. On being granted permission to do voter survey for entire Bangalore by the order of 20th of August 2022, they commit the first fraud of collecting voter data by impersonating themselves as block level officers, BLO, booth level officers, booth level officers. Booth level officers, as we all know, are government officers responsible for conducting verification of votes, addition, deletion. And they do so in cahoots with, obviously, the minister in charge, who is Mr. Basavaraj Bommai himself, BBMP, which is controlled for last 3 years by BJP government and Mr. Basavaraj Bommai in absence of elected representatives, and the election authority. They also issue them BLO cards. Next time you will find in Mr. Bommai's government, somebody will issue a IAS officer, principal secretary to CM card to a contracted employee. And they will say these 100 are secretary science, secretary technology, etc., etc. These are the cards that they issue. These are the set of cards that they issue. Each one of them has word BLO printed on them. Posing as officers of government of Karnataka, what they proceed to do is they go house to house and they collect information for every voter, their caste, gender, sex, address, marital status, Aadhaar card number, email, cell phone number, all this they take away. And what do they do with this information? They don't upload it on Garuda, the app which is of Election Commission of India. They upload it on Digital Samiksha, which is an app owned by a private company for commercial payment for use by MPs, MLAs, corporators, political parties. They upload it there. This is the third crime they commit. Number one, impersonate themselves as government officers. 2, issue fake identity cards to everybody. 3, go and collect information from a voter which they cannot do. And 4, upload that information onto their own digital app so that they can sell it for commercial gain. They also subcontract, number 5, this work to agencies across Bengal. So I give it to him, to him, to him, to him. So while I am committing murder, I am also subcontracting murder to 10 other people. You also go and commit murder on my. And voters, gullible voters, simple voters of Bangalore, they give information thinking they are all government officers. Last fact is the proximity of this so-called kingpin Krishnappa Ravi Kumar, also to a senior minister in the government, a former deputy chief minister. That is apparent from some pictures that have now, since yesterday, come into public domain. There. This is the gentleman. And these are the birthday celebrations. Making him eat cake, etc. To anybody in public eye, this proves a very intriguing relationship. After all, a deputy chief minister or a senior minister doesn't go to feed you cakes or come to your birthday party ever. There must be some reason. And lastly, all these companies are situated in Malleshwaram, which is the constituency of the minister. And when one set of journalists confront them, they say we are backed by influential politicians in Karnataka. So friends, the fraud, the impersonation, the identity theft, the dishonest misappropriation of property, misuse of stolen property, criminal breach of trust, criminal conspiracy, and many other offences Mr. Ponnanna and others have pointed out, they are now apparent on part of minister in charge, Mr. Basavaraj Bommai, who is also the chief minister, government officers, BBMP officers, and sadly, election authorities. Our questions, we have some questions from them. And then I will ask PCC President and CLP leader and other colleagues to take over. Question number 1 to Mr. Basavaraj Bommai. Who permitted a private entity, Chilume, to act on behalf of Election Commission and BBMP? Simple question to be asked. How were government orders 29 January, 20th August 2022 issued giving authorization to this private entity? They apply 19th August, they get permission on 20th August. Wonderful. They might as well applied on 20th August or 21st and got permission on 20th. Number 2, Mr. Bommai, why was an advertisement not ordered to be issued by you as in charge minister, BBMP, or the election authority, either one of the three, before giving election work to a private entity? It's like the Morbi Bridge, if I may compare. BJP government in Gujarat is doing that and Mr. Bommai is doing it. Why did you not advertise? Who recommended? There are, I am told, about 50,000 NGOs and such private entities in Karnataka. How did you dream that came to your mind? Who recommended this private entity in the first instance to you? Why was Minister in charge, Mr. Bommai, BBMP, election authority? None of them checked the antecedents, the work experience of this private entity, and why did you not get alerted by the absolutely suspicious offer, saying I will cover each household in entire Bangalore free of cost. I will charge no money from it. Was it not enough to raise an alarm on the malintent of the entity? Does it not prove that actually minister in charge, the chief minister here, BBMP chief commissioner and the election authority all were in cahoots in stealing the electorate's right to vote? Number 3, how was a private entity permitted to collect personal information of each one of our Kannadiga brothers and sisters in all constituencies of Bangalore? Is it not a clear-cut theft? It's nothing short of theft, a breach of privacy, and a fraud played upon every innocent voter in Bangalore. Number 4, how can contracted employees of a private entity masquerade themselves as government officers of Karnataka? And we also issued block level officers' identity cards, booth level officers' identity card. Under section 13B(2) of the Representation of People Act, only a government servant, a servant in semi-government entity or a local body can be a BLO, nobody else. That's the law. Parliament has written. Then how are employees of a private entity being permitted to be booth level officers or BLO in violation and negation and by rejecting the letter of the law as also explained? Can personal data of voters, sex, gender, age, telephone number, Aadhaar number, voter ID number, marital status, all other personal information, which is now protected by right to privacy besides other things, can it be uploaded to a commercial private app, Digital Samiksha in this case, which advertises itself that they are working for commercial gain by selling that data? To whom? To political parties, to MPs, to MLAs, to corporators. They may be very well working for BJP, but they haven't given this data to Mr. Shiv Kumar or to Mr. Siddharamaiah. Is this a concerted attempt to steal the election? My last question, friends, is what is the relationship between Mr. Basavaraj Bommai, Mr. Ashwath Narayan, and these 3 entities? And the very fact that the 3 entities are based in Malleshwaram, operating out of Malleshwaram, almost adjoining houses and streets, and the minister is going and celebrating and cutting cake for the person who's the principal accused, raises a finger of suspicion on his role and responsibility. The sum and substance of this conspiracy is to deny the ordinary voter a right to vote, commit fraud, commit theft, commit impersonation. All these offences have been already committed. And the responsibility lies first and foremost at the doorsteps of in charge minister of BBMP, which is Mr. Basavaraj Bommai. He must resign for being a conduit or a party or a patent or latent knowledge, someone having knowledge to this electoral fraud that is being played right bang in the center of the most IT savvy city of the country and the capital of the state. Nothing less, nothing more will do. Of course, election authority is responsible, BBMP is responsible, Chief Commissioner is responsible, and there has to be an FIR against Mr. Basavaraj Bommai. He has to be arrested. Anyone else committing such a serious crime would have been arrested. If you were a journalist, if you had even done 5% of that, you wouldn't have got a bail for 3 months. Chief Minister has to go behind bars and a full investigation has to take place. I would now request my senior colleague who has to do the investigation. This investigation, the guilty person is sitting at the topmost echelons of power prima facie. Rest has to come out in the investigation. So it has to be completed within 30 days under direct supervision of Chief Justice of the Karnataka High Court. Nothing more, nothing less. That's what the end of justice calls for. And my compliments to all the journalists who have been pursuing this. My colleague Mr. Rizwan Arshad, George Saab, Ramalinga Reddy ji, many other friends. They have also been actively pursuing. My compliments to them also. That an electoral fraud which would have led to stealing the election has been exposed. The matter is in People's Court. Party will take some necessary follow-up actions. Mr. Siddharamaiah, Mr. Shivkumar will speak to you about them. I also want to take your liberty because I have another engagement and they are here to answer all the questions. I now request CLP leader and PCC president to brief.
Sir, you should have been just take